and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And in today's video, we are going to be trying to head away from the current Messi saga and everything right now that is going on around that situation. And instead, we are going to be focusing, trying to at least, on the matters back out on the field, with the new season rapidly approaching. And I think we've all been wondering, especially now, how is Ronald Koeman going to set up next season? How is he going to build his team at Barcelona? And in today's video, we're discussing all of that and some more. So, let's get to it. And I think the first thing you have to do there before you look at the setup of Koeman, the way that we are going to play as a team under his leadership next season, the one thing that you have to do is sort of evaluate right now where we are in terms of expectations. I've had a lot of questions there about what we're expecting from the team, if Messi should leave, should we still expect there to win La Liga, to win the Champions League? And I think right now we're all thinking the same sort of thing. But at the same time, what I would say is whether Messi stays, whether Messi goes, we are still going to be FC Barcelona. And for that reason, we should still be aiming for the very, very best that we can manage. Not only as fans, but I'd also hope there as the Barcelona players, they should really be demanding the very, very best of themselves. They should be aiming for everything that they possibly can. But at the same time, if you do lose Messi, if you do lose there in your team, the best player in the world, of course, I think the expectations are going to be lower. I think some of that pressure, some of that weight of expectation will be lifted off the players, and in some areas, that might help them. Because suddenly then, it won't feel like a massive disappointment if we don't do a treble, if we don't win the double, if we don't win the Champions League. Because I think when you have Messi in your team, you almost feel as though we should be winning those titles. We should be winning everything with the best player. And if you don't, it feels like a waste. Without Messi in that team, the expectation, it will be less. There will be less pressure. But we should still be striving to be the best we can be. And I think as well, of course, this season coming into it, there are feels of maybe it being a bit of a transitional year. And also, of course, we've heard about that squad overhaul plan. The fact that Koeman really did want to try and shake up this team in its entirety. But now all of this Messi stuff does appear to have put that overhaul on the back burner. But what I would like to say right now about that transitional season is two things. Number one, it does feel as though we're coming to the end of this cycle, not only with Messi going, but also they're finally, with the board's time at the club running out, that's going to be a massive, massive weight lifted on our shoulders when they can finally leave. And then it does feel as though we can start rebuilding, and not quite before. But what I would also say is, you've got to bear in mind here, although we aren't seeing the overhaul yet, and although it may not be in time for the start of the season, the good thing, of course, right now is that the transfer window, it is still going to be open until October. So even though the season is coming, even though we'd like to have everything wrapped up by then, if we don't, there is still going to be time to ship players out, to bring players in, if we still follow through with those overhaul plans. And I, for one, I still hope we do, because we need that. And of course, when you do look there a little bit further into that team, when you look at the playing squad, when you look at all those transfers taken into account, and you look at Ronald Koeman, what he's going to bring to the club, obviously a lot of people wondering here, what sort of style are we going to see? Not in terms of results, not in terms there and what trophies we could win, but what is actually there going to be the fundamentals of Ronald Koeman's plan coming into the club? And a good question here, will we stick with the slow build-up from the back, the strategy there that we saw very much prominent under Quique Setien, or is Ronald Koeman actually going to change some of the aspects of our game from next season? And what I would like to say about that is, I think with Quique Setien, he was very, very set in his ways. He wanted to play total passing football. We all knew that. We were all aware of that. He wanted to try and bring back the Barcelona style in its entirety. I think at times we would all say that maybe we overplayed playing at the back there. It was a little bit too slow. We didn't move the ball quick enough. I think at times we could have switched it up, and we didn't. We kept doing the same things over and over again. And that would have been a criticism of Quique Setien. I think under Valverde, it was different. I think at times we saw build up from the back, at times we saw passing football, but in general, I'm not sure there was a clear style, a clear philosophy ever there with Valverde. He was much more dependent on those individuals and getting the best out of our big names. So I think with Koeman, what we are going to see is something different from Valverde, and something different as well from Quique Setien, because I think actually with Ronald Koeman, we are going to see a different formation. It does seem right now that it is going to be that 4-2-3-1 formation, and I think we are still going to see playing out the back. We are going to see that traditional Barcelona build-up, but also do not be surprised at all if we do see a little bit more direct football at times. Ronald Koeman is not going to be scared at all to switch things up. Against Bayern, for instance, we are being pressed very, very high in that game. We kept giving the ball away time and time again, and yet we never changed things. I think under Koeman, if we have to go long, if we have to be a little bit more direct and play on the counter at times, we can do that as well, and he has shown that right throughout his managerial managerial career. And I think in general, that 4-2-3-1 formation, it may help with the build-up, because of course you don't just have there the one sitting player. You've got two players there anchoring that midfield, the likes of Frenkie de Jong, somebody there alongside him, could be Busquets, could be Pjanic, and I think that will all help there with playing out the back and trying to resist that pressing that hurt us so badly this season. And obviously there, it's not just about the playing style, it's not just about there the way that we're playing out of the back and the passing football that we are going to be playing, but also there in terms of on the offensive. How exactly are we going to play without Messi? What system are we going to see? A good question here about whether we're going to be expansive or whether we're going to be more counter-attacking with young, fast wingers under Ronald Koeman. And I think that's really, really important there about replacing Messi. What we said so far is the one thing you're looking for, and the biggest thing of all, it's all about balance. You are looking in that team right now for a really good shape, a good structure, a 4-2-3-1 formation with basically as many threats there across those front four positions as you possibly can. Because when you're trying to replace the attacking influence, the attacking quality of Lionel Messi, like I said before, you've got to spread that responsibility around. You've got to there get the two wingers, get the attacking midfielder, get the striker, all helping out and trying to pull in the same direction. And I think when you're looking at that team, the biggest aspect of that, the one that I'm most excited about heading into this season, it's got to be all about those wingers. Because I think at Barcelona now, it's been a long, long time since we've actually set up with two very traditional wide players. We've had Messi playing on the right but cutting in. We've had Neymar in years gone by, also they're looking to come inside. I think right now the time has come, like we saw with Bayern at times, two very natural wide players who can go inside, they can go outside, they got pace to get in behind. And I think right now in the modern game, you need that in your team. You need there those two wide players who are going to be a threat, and they're going to do it on both of those sides. We've got Ansu Fati, we've got Ousmane Dembélé, we've got Fransisco Trincão. We have an abundance of talent there, Pedri as well, who can play out wide. And I think right now Koeman is going to look, whether it's with, whether it's without Messi, to really utilise the quality we have, the newfound quality that Barca have lacked in those wider areas. And I think certainly in terms of the new signings coming into the club, I think Barcelona, certainly with Pedri, with Trincão, obviously got Pjanic as well coming in, and possibly even more players too this summer. But by far and away for me, as much as I can admire and I can accept all of them, I think for me, it's all about Fransisco Trincão. I've spoken there about the wide players, about the wingers, about what we can do with Koeman in this particular system, but I just think we're going to be seeing so much quality from this young man. 20 years old, I've spoken about him before, coming in from Braga this summer. He had a brilliant second half of the season there in Portugal, really impressing not just in the domestic league, but also there in Europe. And I just think he gives us everything there, especially now, out on that right-hand side. He could be getting a lot more game time than originally we thought he would. I think he's certainly going to have a lot of responsibility given to him here in his debut campaign. And I just think Trincão, he suits Barcelona in the way there that he can go out so. We've seen him put some brilliant crosses into the box for Braga. He can be creative, but also there, he can cut in as well when he wants to. He can have a shot there on that left foot. He can score goals. We've seen that this season, and some of them as well. Brilliant goals from range. And I just think from Trincão, he's somebody we can be excited about. We will need to rely much more on, especially if Messi departs. Trincão, for me, he is the most exciting signing, along with Pedri. Two very good players. And let's hope as well that Koeman can get something out of Pjanic. Maybe, like I say, playing alongside Frenkie de Jong. And certainly over the next few weeks, Ronald Koeman, he's got to work quickly. So that there, guys, are just some of your questions answered right now, and basically just a little bit of escape away from everything that is going on in this entire Messi saga. Because, of course, like I keep saying, it is going on and on and on with so many different reports, different speculation, all of this surrounding right now. And I just want to have a look here, just put a little bit of thought into the football, where it all ends up for us. That's what we want to focus on. That's what we want to be seeing. And ultimately, we want a Barca team that we can be proud of again. And like I say, it may be a transitional season. We may have to wait until the board have finally gone to fully get back on track. But hopefully, under Koeman, we do have some good young players. We do have still some exciting talent. Hopefully we can do something in the coming season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are you expecting? I will see you soon, guys. Thanks again for watching and for supporting. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.